Don't think we're going to see much for sunrise this morning. Yesterday evening when the video went up, there was some light clouds. A little while later, I noticed the moon trying to shine through, just making a bright spot. It was pretty. When I went to bed, it was like there was high fog, and you could see the moon pretty good, but, you know, fuzzy-wuzzy. It was also 33 degrees then. It's currently 38 degrees, and it just stopped raining just a few minutes ago. Only like 5 or 6 1/100ths of an inch so far. Just enough to get everything wet again. But, looking at the weather app, I think I'm going to hook floats up, but it's only going to be for a couple of days. They're showing Monday or Tuesday we're going back to lows low enough. I'm not going to mess around with it. These poor guys are still here, darn it. We're having fun. Part of them on this pallet. They had to sew twice because they missed half of it the first time.
I had one bag that was sewed 6 times.
That's kind of what she's working on. And I'm hoping what's left will fill that one. I don't have to take it down and try to put it back up. This one goes in the back barn. So, yay! And if it don't fill that one enough, that one's empty and that tote bag over there is full, but it's not like we want to go out there and do that right now. Bad enough packing this to the back barn. Well, number 6 over there is almost full. Well, it was almost full till we filled buckets. Another 5, maybe 6 or 7 bags would have had it full. Now another 12 bags would have it full. And that's still there. If there was room in that one, we would have done well. Actually, I could do it in here, shuffle stuff around. I can't pick that bag up very high, pointed downhill. Can't pick it up high enough to dump it pointed downhill. I got to be pointed uphill. So, and that ain't happening today. So, anyway, not what I planned to do all freaking morning. But the one in the back barn's clear full. That one's full enough. When it gets down, and we're supposed to get cold again, like Monday, which means it'll be dry most likely. By then it may be down low enough we might dump this one, but and I still have to know what time it is. I just know morning's pretty well gone. Yeah, no wonder it's damn near lunchtime. All the fun stuff. So I'm hoping to still get that feeder done today. If not, I finish it tomorrow, but I gotta get something done. And I did make a mistake yesterday when I took the grinder to that rusty shit. I've been feeling that ever since. The galvanized shit didn't bother me. You know, stay away from the smoke, you're alright with that. But when the whole shop is full of that rusty crap, I should have put a mask on. But, yeah, I'll be better tomorrow. Even after playing with Mark Alfie today. Oh yeah, Becky's still bringing stuff over from the trailer. Anyway, lovely day. If you know, you know. If you don't know, I'll tell you. The old one that had the ball in it, the old flow controller, I actually used to freeze it up once in a while. That's what happens when you stitch weld, because you're on, off, literally almost as fast as you can move your finger. And there's some little white floaters in here. It's the Galvy floating around. So I just finished. I'm not going to touch these. They're hot. Well, once again, ain't the best looking in town, but I don't give a shit. Somebody thinks they can come do better on this material? By all means, come show me how it's done. I'm not too worried about it. I don't think anybody's going to take me up on that. Oh, I just realized here I thought I was done with this side. I gotta go on the back side right here and tack it to that. I think this side's actually tight to it because it's pushed out pretty good here. But this one's done. Well, this side. And the other side. This one I'm not sure what I'm going to do around the goobers. Because grinding the nose off is, it's a job. Same with what I got left down here. I mean, I knocked the hump off because that's where it was joined. So before I throw a couple clamps on. Yep, I got my phone not on vibrate today. I do that when I'm welding because it's not in my pocket. Yeah, I'm not sure how this side's going to fit in. If I have to, I make a couple little notches here and there. I'm hoping to just slap it up against and go. I really don't want to get any closer trying to burn stuff off because that tubing's so thin. And the other, on that piece and that piece, it worked just right. I literally set it above and then it went over these. And I put the clamp here and the clamp here and I welded right into it. A little extra meat. So I'm not sure. And I must have just measured this side when I measured them, and those two were not identical as far as the sheet. I mean, they're both the same length feed panels, but this side pretty much came to the, almost to where the edge was. It's within an 1/8 inch of where the other piece was, and the other end's the same way. This side had to play a little. I mean, it fit in nicely. It was about an 1/8 inch from where the other one was on this end. On this end, it's a little bit farther, like a good 3/8, almost 1/2 inch. And I know Tom cut those the same because I don't question him. If I give you measurements, I don't question him because he's going to have it right. That's how he does it. And yeah, it's still a wonderful day out. And I got that cracked just because of the Galby fumes. I mean, they're not bad. I'm not feeling any. Don't feel like I'm going to cough up a lung from it. But man, grinding on this shit. I was trying to cough both lungs up for a while last night. I didn't realize there was a hole there too. That appears to be a factory hole. Probably was, because those are meant to bolt into a post. Yeah, I ain't gonna worry about it then. It's lasted this long. Or maybe I will try to get in there and fill it. I don't think, it don't go through. That's kind of funny. It's not on the other side, but that looks like a drilled hole to me. And I didn't drill it. We bought those panels new, and then later, Dad ended up buying a round feeder from an old guy. He stopped by and says, "Do you guys need one? I got one. I don't use it. $100 you can have it. I'll bring it by." So that's what we did with it. Took the 3 1/3 round pieces and made 2 feeders. This one's actually a little wider than the other one. Not a lot, but a little. It's noticeable putting a 4-foot bale in. Oh, that's enough gabbing. Just shift it that way a little. Little overhang there, close to the edge there. When I come along here, it may bring it farther this way, but that's how it sets. So obviously that frame's off. It's off even more when you get down here. We're pretty even there. Nowhere near it there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that to push back up or not. I'm going to try. I still got to put spacers back in there anyway. But I was going to see if I can get this on first. Might have to wedge something in there to bring that up before I start. Ain't going to be pretty. I don't care. Function over beauty. That's what I've always said. So. And I already dropped it once. There's a wrinkle in it right where that clamp is. I'm very glad that I could move my foot quickly, because the wrinkle is the clamp beat it to the ground, and the wrinkle is where it hit the clamp, and my foot was just out of the way when it hit the ground. Yeah, it ain't that heavy, but it is that sharp on the edge, so I'd probably ruin a good pair of boots, maybe a little more than that. So yay, what freaking fun. For another breather. That's almost all the way welded in. All I got is like that long right there, and I'm not going to try to fill that gap overhead. It's not worth it to me. This side I think is a little shorter just because I have this to go back to. And it's like, oh man, I got off a little bit. Little hump right there, I can just see it. It moved a little after I welded it and I had to knock the other end around. That's how you make a nice radius when you don't have a tubing bender. And the piece I cut off of that, I think, is just long enough that I can split it and cap this good. We'll find out. I may not do anything with it. The hole in that other one over there, I didn't have any luck filling. All I did was blow out. Not really where I can do much with it. But I might actually get this done tonight. And the sun came out a few minutes ago, and now we're ground fog, which was to the top of those trees over there. Now it's blown away. So, yeah. Let me see if I can get tied to feet and see if I can finish this son of a bitch. Oh yeah, there's my piece for there. I am not putting that in. I'm not welding it in until after the sheet's on, because I'm not sure where the sheet's going to set. And I cut one for there. It's laying across the corner up there. So hey, I might show you more. I might not. If I do, you'll see it. If not, thanks for watching. Hope everybody had a great Saturday, and I hope everybody has a great Sunday. Well, I should be able to get the video up about normal time, I think. I noticed that hole when I got to this. It's like, oh, awesome. That was some old shit that was laid underneath a bunch of good metal out in the dirt. I remember that much. She's ugly, but she's there. Don't judge me. It's a little crooked. So is this one. This one, I set it in there to hold it. Keep it spread while I put everything together. And yeah, it's all I could do to move it out to make contact with the sheet. It's where it's going to be. And I opted to leave this alone simply because I don't know that there's enough solid. Well, I'm picking with my fingernail. It's just, and not much I'm going to do with it. Hopefully the way this will be sitting there, it won't be a problem. And that's the only thing I trimmed. I had to trim this edge. That one, I just lapped it. It worked out good that way. And then I just welded in that way, because right above my fingernail is where that big mass of weld was from holding everything together before. It's there. Now I don't got to worry about huffing fumes tomorrow. We can get critters moved and maybe get some manure moved and something else. I don't know. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody.